Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining this webinar of Macias today. It will be basically focused on two pillows as a field product, a comfort product. You will see that today we will almost only overview a little bit the technology, and we will be really dedicated to the possibilities of filling pillows, the variety that you have in filling materials, and the great opportunities that we can have today in this field that was quite traditional until now with polyester filling feather and down. So if you would like, we will just proceed like this. We will have a 30 minutes presentation. And after that, we will have a 15 minutes Q&A round where you can put on the chat all the questions that you can have or the doubt you have. And of course, we can also organize future meetings together face-to-face if it is needed. You will see that this is a very short presentation where we will really focus on the important points. And afterwards, we can go into details if you need it. The presentation will be divided like this. First, we will go over what we are looking for from a pillow. Let's say its general features. After that, we will see the composition of the pillow, which we will see that there is a good combination between the two components that are the pillow ticks and the filling. They need to work together to have the right quality at the end. And afterwards, we will go also and joining together to these two components, the technology, how much effect it has on the finished product as a quality-wise. So if you want, we will start with the presentation right now. I again thank you everybody worldwide who is connected today. Somebody it's very early, somebody it's very late. So I really enjoy this moment with you and I hope that you will enjoy it also with me. So let's go, Alba. Very good. So as we said, we will start with what do we expect from a pillow. This, a consumer as an end user, he doesn't always know it. But as a manufacturer or as a person who is selling pillows worldwide, it's very important to take it into consideration because at the end, this is objective for us to make the consumer happy. So what do we expect from a pillow? Well, first thing, bulkiness. We need air, we need volume, we need shape, okay? The second point is the resilience. Resilience means spring. It means the support that you have after an effort is applied onto the pillow so that it goes back to its original shape or as close as possible to the original shape. This, as a manufacturer of pillow, is very important when you want to go to vacuum packing, for example, to processes that are a little bit complex in the structure of the pillow. The better the pillow, the better it will recover afterwards all this technical part of the operation. Another important thing for resilience is for the consumer, because if you are losing, let's say, volume in height, the resilience will give again the spring of the pillow to go to its original shape as long as possible. This is what we call resilience. This here is really based on the quality of the filling mostly, and the cover also contributes to this, and then we will see it afterwards. Comfort. Here it's very difficult to have an opinion because the same as for mattresses, comfort in pillows is very personal. We even have some people who are traveling worldwide with their own pillow because they don't sleep in any other pillow than their own pillows. Comfort for us is linked to the hardness, is linked to the breathability, is linked to the touch, siliconized or not, silky or not. This is really personal, and I believe it's one of the things that the consumer will decide what he wants. Durability, this is what we all want as an end user and as a manufacturer. What do you want your pillow so that it stays the best it can until the maximum time you want? And the consumer, he wants to have value for money. So if he spends for something into the pillow, he wants to have it for a long time, the same or similar to what he purchased from the supplier, from the retailer, or whatsoever. So here, the four things together are very important when we want to design a pillow. We want bulkiness, resilience, comfort, and durability. Not only you, but us, and also the end user. So here, everybody will be happy. Let's go now to the pillow structure. Actually, it's a very simple product compared to mattresses. Pillow is basically composed of two components. One is a pillow cover, and the other one is a pillow filling. Again, it seems that one is not helping the other, but really they need to match together to find the right product at the right quality and the right cost. So this is where we will see a little bit the different alternatives you have, not only in pillow covers, but also in pillow filling. Let's go now to the pillow cover. Here we wanted to make the pillowcase functions because each one of the components has its own functions. Why do we use certain types of pillowcase and not others? Basically because first, there is a very big point, which is the aesthetical part. How aesthetic is the shape, because this is a layer, the external layer of your pillow, the one that even the consumer is looking at the retailer when he purchases a pillow. So here we have the shape, of course, the shape of the pillow will change depending on the type of gusset you have or the type of sewing you have. The size is defined by the shell, but also the fabric, if you want to use a fancy fabric, some colors whatsoever. This we will leave it apart. One of the big things that will make the two other ideas that we had is the touch. Touch, because if you want, when we purchase a pillow, the first thing we do is to just press it, touch it to see how it is. If it is too soft, if it is too hard, then we will choose another one. So here, everybody has its own point of view in that. And the cover is not exactly what he is looking at when you purchase it, but there is also when you have it in your bed, this is what you have, the touch. And then this is more a technological part, which is a feeling booster. Why do we call it the feeling booster? It's very simple. If you have a very good feeling inside, but the cover and the shell doesn't accompany this quality and this touch, you will lose completely the advantage of the feeling, and they have to work all together to make one unit. For example, if you have a very fluffy material inside and a very stiff cover around, it will not be exactly the same resilience than if you have a very nice breathable shell around it. So together they need to make the job, and together they need to make the final result that you are looking for, not alone. It's not one on one side and the other one on the other side. Another thing that we wanted to underline today is sewing. It's not really our business, you know that. I know it was a fabric finishes. Sorry about that. Well, here it's for me not a really important point from the technological part. This is why I switched this panorama here, because finally the fabric, we can give it some finishes, yes or not, depending on what we want from this fabric. Here it's more a question of health, of safety, anti-static, waterproof, anti-wrinkle. It's not really based on the quality of the feeling or the quality of the pillow, but the properties that you can give to this pillow in order to have some features or some properties given, please. So here we come to the sewing. This is where we are since a lot of years. This is why I switched to this one. Sewing, why we did some diaporama today regarding sewing, it's because, as you know, when we want to produce a pillow, maybe you are not used to produce, maybe we have newcomers now here, sewing has to be taken into consideration for the layout of your production. And it's a very important point that will define the whole project. So as we will do another webinar in 1 month regarding how we produce these pillows, we wanted here to underline the type of sewing that are existing in pillows. We have first the internal sewing, which is a family of sewing where the covers are turned around, and we have the sewing inside and not visible to the eyes. So it can be internal seam or quilted seam. It means that we can have a cover where the sewing is completely inside. Then we have the external sewing. Here you can see that you have different types of external sewing. You can be from very, very easy sewing from ultrasound, which is without thread. It means we don't have any thread and it's actually not sewing. But then we can have overlock, double needle, piping to make it a little bit nicer, gusset with the wall around the pillow, and zipper to avoid completely the sewing. All these are the alternatives that can be considered in case you would like to produce new ranges of pillows. Let's go now to the filling. The filling has different functions to the covers. First one is the hardness. because finally the feeling is the one that will give the softness, the firmness, supportive, less supportive, high loft, low loft. This is the feeling power. This is what we call how much we have of air inside this pillow. So the weight is not exactly the one that will give the hardness, but the weight together with the type of material will make the hardness of your pillow for the same volume. After that, you have the touch. Touch, it means that you can have very soft touch, like microfiber, like epox, things like that, and then harder, like 15 denier fiber, higher denier fibers. This is where you will decide what you want according to what you are looking for and your end user is looking for. Resilience. This is a very important point when you want to produce. The feeling is giving most of the resilience of your pillow. The type of feeling you will put will resist less or more to the, let's say, to the use of the pillow by the end user and to the mechanical part of the packaging, boxing, and so on of the pillow. So this is really something you need to consider. And then the breathability. Breathability, because there is a lot of fiber today, for example, natural fibers, unable to have a better, let's say, this circulation of air and also humidity in between the layers in order to avoid wetness, to sleep better, to not be warm, to have a better support on the neck, and so and so. This is where we are now in the functions of the feeling. As you see, completely different from the shells. Now we are coming to what can I feel in my pillow. This was the story because we decided to make this webinar today because we had the impression, or at least the sensation, that most of the pillows that we consider are always considered to be fiber, microfiber, feather, down, sometimes some blending, but very few blending today. And we believe that there is a lot of booming of different types of pillows that can be interesting for you to consider as a niche market or as a product to develop apart from the original part that you have, which is polyester fiber or whatsoever. So let's say we will classify the materials in two types, by origin and also by type, by typology. The first one is by origin. It's quite easy to understand that today we have two types of materials. One is the natural materials that you will see in very light green color, like down, feather, wool, kapok. These are examples, and hemp, alpaca. Wool balls is also natural, fully 100% wool. You have also latex in sticks. So all these are natural materials, the family of natural materials. After that, we have the man-made materials, where we can find fiber, microfiber, polyester balls, microfiber balls. Visco is also man-made material. Foam is also man-made material. So you have a big variety of man-made materials. And the third one that we wanted to underline is the scrap. Today, circularity is an important thing to consider. Very often when we are producing pillows, we are also producing quilts, or we are also producing mattresses. All this is like a very good combination to close the loop between the different products and from one scrap, make a new product from it. And this is happening into the pillow. Pillow is a very good end product for your quilt scrap and the selvages and all these materials you will see afterwards. So this is where we are working always in Macias. You know that we are very well involved in recycling waste and how to give added value to those scraps, because they are not waste at the end, they are scraps. Pillow feeling, what can I feel my pillow? Let's go now to according to the structure. So what materials can we classify according to the structure? Here you will see different families. Feather and down is on one side, open fiber, which can be natural or man-made. So here you have everything together. Open fibers, it means that we only go to an opener and after that we go to the pillow directly. And then we have the possibility to convert this fiber as open to a different shape, which is a spherical shape, which is called balls or cluster in US a lot. Then we have the family of the sticks. Sticks of foam, latex, visco for us is also very often coming from the scraps of the mattress industry, which are reintroduced into the pillow industry as a component and only 100% or also blended sometimes. And regarding the scraps, we already discussed about them and then we will not go, but this is for us another family that we need to take into consideration. Okay, here we wanted, you know, that we are at the first thing we are is a technology supplier. So here we wanted to take the benefit today of this presentation to put a little bit the emphasis on the opening. Opening seems to be very easy, but it's a very key process in the pillow industry. For which reason? A good opener will enable you to open whatever the fiber, the maximum degree of opening, which means it's not only a number, it's because we can have a better final product for less cost and less fiber in the same volume. So if our objective is to reach a volume at a lower cost and with a higher quality, the opener is the key, because this is the one that will give the maximum we open, the better we have the product, and we can save big quantities of fiber. It can represent even, we reach 20% more opening compared to other openers, for example. And at the end of the year, it's a lot of quantities of fiber that we are giving in the product, but is used less completely into the final product, and the end user doesn't have any advantage for that. So after that, this is only a small emphasis, and we will again speak about it during the webinar about technology. Here, we also receive a lot of questions of what is a ball, what is a cluster, what is the use of the cluster, why do we have to go to cluster if we have open fibers? So here you can see the process between an open microfiber, for example, on the left. In the middle, you have the open microfiber, and on the right, you have the microfiber balls. You can see that the shape is completely different. We have created around a ball of this microfiber, which has some more air inside the volume in order to have a better volume for less weight. So normally in the microfiber balls, we have a very big incidence in air circulation inside the pillow. Okay, let's go now to the possibility to make balls with other materials, like wool. Here, you can see that we have an open wool on the left, open wool in the middle, which is normally a lot of customers are already using wool as a filling product, but afterwards we can make one step more and make balls with wool or with other natural materials that we can speak in separated meetings. This was to give you an overview of what are the balls and what are the use of that. The balls, the main advantage is that you can have a good distribution of the filling material. Whenever you are waking up in the morning, it's easier to take this fiber and to shake it and put it at its place. Growing trends in the filling industry. Basically, there are three that we wanted to underline today. Is the natural fibers. Of course, it's something that has been existing since a lot of years. But it's growing trend now to try to find alternatives to polyester, or to try to find answers to some niche market that are creating every time more, trying to find eco-friendly alternatives, possibility, circularity, environment protection. Natural fibers is booming in pillows also, in quilts also, of course, but let's say it's coming again every time more into pillows. Biodegradable polyester fibers is every time more, but it's little by little, but I believe this will be evoluting. The evolution will be bigger probably in the next years, but it's still in the market rising a little by little. And then we have the recycling and circularity that we consider an opportunity. Imagine that you have a lot of scrap probably in your factory, you don't know what to do, it's a pity, it's a lot of good materials that you have stored somewhere, or maybe you just send it to the waste, and it's an asset at the end, it's not a waste. So here, this is where every day we are doing tests here in our factory, very often with customers, to try to find a way to have an output to this scrap that you have in your factory. After that, there is a new trend also, which is the blending trends in the pillows. You know that blending is very, very common in, for example, upholstery, in mattress, we always combine fiber with foam, but it was quite new, this type of blending trends in the pillows. Normally it was quite 100% something, 100% foam, 100% fiber, 100% balls, always 100%, no? But today, every time more, we have seen that the different materials have, as always, weaknesses and strength. So what we try to find is to have a message to the consumer, but trying to find the way to have the strength and the weaknesses compensated by two materials to make the right product at the end, having bulkiness, resilience, the same comfort, and durability. This is the point always here. So we tried to choose, at least according to our experience, 3 blending trends that we wanted to show here. There are plenty of them. You saw how many materials we can use in the pillows industry. So let's go for the first blending option that we have here decided to show. It's a blending which is 100% natural. So here, this is a natural alternative, eco-friendly. Kapok, for example, I don't know if you are used to kapok. Kapok is a very, very fine natural fibers, very close to the microfiber in the touch, in the aspect and in the touch. But let's say it loses quite a lot the spring. So very often we can just blend it together with latex, cut latex, which is also can be natural. So it has a combination between latex and kapok all together, blended together. We have a very good end product at the end. This is a natural option. Then here we also decided to show you the possibility to blend polyester balls with something else. So very often polyester balls and foam are making a very good job together because the balls are just recovering all the foam, let's say, to have a very nice and smooth feeling, and you don't feel that much the foam. So this is one of the alternatives. And we even have the possibility to blend these polyester balls with feather on down or down very often, where we have this combination between polyester, man-made and natural, but sometimes it makes sense to do it. It's quite used also in upholstery, this type of blendings. Let's go now to the next one, quilt scrap. We said that quilt scrap actually is a good product. We have fabric and we have fiber very often. The question is that sometimes we are using selvages and sometimes you are doing like big quilts. The quantity of fibers in one and the other is not the same. So in order to have a stable quality, very often we hope to have the quilt scrap on one side, the good fiber from the bale on the other side. We blend them together to have a constant quality in the final product. So of course we can use quilt scrap 100%. We have this possibility and this is doing a good product. But if you would like to have something more fluffy, more voluminous in the long run, durability would be then with some additive of good fiber, the percentage can be discussed. So I believe that here we have the different blending options that we have considered. And we wanted to close this webinar with a very simple concept that, as always, the good result is reached by different components together. There are really 3 pillars for pillow production to be taken into consideration. The first one, as we said, pillowcase, and pillow filling should correspond to something which has the same line of work. But after that, the technology you use to reach this pillow is another thing that will make that the pillow will be different. So for example, there are 3 different types of technology for filling. The 2 more common would be blowing and suction. And afterwards, we have the carded, which is another technology. When we just add pillowcase plus pillow filling plus the technology you choose, then we have a lot of market opportunities that are created. Creativity can be linked to new trends, and you can be ahead in the market, and then just be creating new needs. This is where we are. New materials, new blendings, new opportunities, and then we are ahead. We are just following, not following, but 2 steps behind, in front. The wide range of products that we can do is just impossible. Today you can be doing one thing and in 3 months another thing, another pillow. But also what is very important when we just design a line is to have also the actual production guaranteed at the minimum cost, because at the end what we need is capacity, productivity, reliability on what we are doing in the quantities, but with the possibility to have new trends and new niche covered, to have also another type of range inside my range of products. So if you would like now, we will explain, I will explain you very, very shortly, because we will be dedicated to that in the next webinar, more in details. What are the types of filling that we are using? There is one family which is called direct filling, where we just take the open fiber or the materials, which can be foam or feather or down. We just put it inside directly the shell by air, so either by air suction or by blown. And the other option with fibers would be fibers and other materials would be to make like a roll, like a cartridge. It means I take this fiber, I just form a pad that I roll to make a cartridge of fiber, and then this cartridge is sent inside this cover. So this is called traditionally as a carded pillow. And here you will see that we have in the next webinar, the webinar, the alternative to be working with different materials, also rolling like foam and so on, that are not possible in carding machine. So right now, we'll introduce you to the new webinar that we will be doing next month. It's less than 1 month, 24th of November, where we will be really focusing on 2 pillows. But this time we will speak about from the bed to the box with different types of processes and how the processes are interconnected and what are the problematic we should take into consideration to make a line design to reach the market that we want to reach. So this is only for you. You will receive, I believe, an invitation very soon. If you would like, you are interested to see what is the next chapter after this webinar today, you are fully open to register to this webinar in 1 month. So now, if you would like, we will just have a video of 3 minutes, more or less, showing you a little bit the technology of opening balls for people who are not producing maybe today. It can be interesting, or even people who want to expand their production. It can be interesting. And after that, we will make the Q&A questions that I don't know if we have some questions already, Alba, but at least we will be able to do it like this. Important thing, probably it's a lot of information in 30 minutes today. If you have any questions, if you want to schedule a meeting with our team, personalized with the team is quite big, and we have also good agents everywhere having this knowledge. Please let us know. Just send this email to masmac. You have the address here, masmaq@macias.com. And you will be directed to the person who is more, let's say, focused to your project. So feel free to do so. We will be together in 3 minutes for the Q&A session. Thank you so much. So you see, this video was very, very short, but short enough to know that we have plenty of opportunities here to study together the next project. So let's go, Alba, if you don't mind, to share with me the questions that were done through the chat.
The first one is, what are the watch out when doing the flat packing for pillows?
Okay, flat packing is something, as you know, it depends on how much time it has to be remaining flat. This is the first thing. But of course, the fiber type and quality is one of the main things to take care of. The cheaper fiber is not always the answer. So if you would like to discuss that more in details, I believe it would be good that we make a meeting sometime and you just share your problematic with me, and then we can see whatever can be done. It can be a problem of opening, it can be a problem of fiber type, it can be a lot of things. So I believe it makes sense that we have a meeting together. I don't know who it is, but we will be in discussion with this person. And I will just contact you through mail to be able to answer your questions more in details.
Next one. Andy asks, what is microfiber? It is the same as polyester.
So yes, this is why you're right that I just gave microfiber, thinking that everybody knew what is microfiber. Let's say the logic is that the microfiber is less than 1 denier. Every fiber which is less than 1 denier, the shorter the better. Normally microfibers has a direct filling. So it means that normally the normal length is about 22 millimeters, but some other suppliers are using also 32. So depend, microfibers is a fiber of less than 1 denier to be strict and correct.
Okay, next one. How do you manage the moisture when combining two natural materials in a pillow? And how long does it usually store when relaxed or flat packed?
What? Can you repeat again?
Yeah. How do they manage the moisture when combining two natural materials in a pillow?
Yes.
This is the first one, and then the other one.
Okay. When you with the moisture normally what we try is to avoid to have some water sprayed on some type of fibers than others. Then afterwards, when we have to spray something, we just try to control how much we spray. This is very important. And through the process and the fan, there is no too much problems of this type that you are saying. Here, the process is a key, I believe.
And how long does it usually be it's stored when flat packed?
Well, this depends if you are selling it from Asia to somewhere else, or you can have a flat packing made for an online retailer that is just 24 hours delivery, or you can have 1 month's time. Usually people are doing a vacuum pack for 1 month, more or less 1 month storage total period.
Okay. Fernando from Rosen, Chile has one question. Do you have any experience with recycling materials?
Of scrap or fibers? We don't know.
Recycling materials.
Yes, recycling material is our daily life. If it's the recycled polyester, this is every day. If it is a scrap recycling for pillows, we are every time more involved in that type of projects. The product that you can reach is quite good, really. And it's a need. We absolutely need to find a way to reuse it into a pillow, and there are already some ranges of pillow filled with quilts, for example, quilts waste, yes, or even mattress panel waste, yes.
Algi asks, can Macias offer complete lines from the handling of the fiber to packing lines?
Okay, it depends what you are looking for. Then we need to discuss it, I believe, in an online meeting. So automation and complete lines is a big word. It's just like asking for a car. It's always 4 wheels, but there are so many things to be delivered. So if you want, we can arrange a meeting with that person and just check it physically. But yes, we are, as you know, involved in pillows since a lot of years, and there is not only one solution in processes. I hope that you will be able to join also the next webinar to have some of your answers.
Pedro Garces asks, does kapok with latex be a durable pillow?
Yeah, because latex has the advantage to be very springy. So it's really the spring of the pillow that makes the kapok. Let's say the kapok is very light, and the latex keeps the kapok up. So you have a good volume in the long run. Yes, much longer than kapok only.
Okay, another one. Can you talk a bit more about the possibilities to recycle pillow filling?
You would like to know to recycle for recycle. Normally, you mean use product? I don't know, because when it comes to production, it means when I'm doing a wrong pillow, the best is to remove the fiber inside and to start again. So this is normally the way that they recycle the pillows. If we are speaking about end user, this is another story. It means that this is waste, so it has to be treated, hygienized. So there are some more processes that are involved here, but again, this is something that we need to have a meeting if they are interested afterwards.
Okay, another one from blend kapok and latex. The more organic the fiber blends, the more fiber collapse.
Collapse?
Collapse.
Yes, you lose volume. The fiber, natural fibers, the problem is that it doesn't have spring. So very often this is why it is combined every time more with other natural materials, which can be the latex, to have this up down. But the thing is, normally the consumer knows that when he's purchasing something natural, he has this effect. So they know. But if we would like to guarantee a better resilience, in that case, the problem is the resilience. The volume is very nice when you produce it, but afterwards, whenever you press it, it doesn't recover because it's not springy. And this spring is not normally given by the polyester. But polyester, sometimes if you want to have a 100% natural product, it's not possible to use it. So this is why very often they are using the latex as a pusher. We call it the pusher.
Michael asks, if using foam waste within fiber blend, can differing foam densities affect the finished composite?
Okay, so here the weight is what you will normally the pillows is focused onto the weight of the pillow, and when you are using recycled material, your question is quite clear that as you have different densities of foam, you can have some variation in the little variation on the volume compared to the weight. This is okay. But normally as the waste are already blended together because you don't have a bale of 30 kilos and another one of 20 and another one of 40. It means that everything is blended together and goes through processes where we have storages. This interference is not high. So at the end, we don't consider this is a problem in matter of volume and weight, if the blending is well controlled.
Raquel asks, when using natural materials like wool or hemp, how is it managed to prevent bacterial growth or alike?
Normally it's treated pre-treated. It means that these natural fibers are normally pre-treated before being filled. So here you have additional treatment on the wool and other materials, natural fibers to avoid this, like for the wool, you have to be able to wash it. You have different treatments that you need to foresee to have it happen.
I think that the question
We are on.
No, there are a few questions left, but they are so concrete and so for cases that I think that we must discuss this in
Okay, so if I'm not in front of the questions, so I believe that if the questions are really case by case, it's much better that we can organize, even if it's 30 minutes meeting, whatever you have enough time to schedule it in the week that is coming, or even these next days, and we can discuss a little bit so many questions that you can have that we can focus to you.
Edgar asks, how can you get a better resilience in the pillows?
In the story, the resilience is to find the right material and the right technology. There is nothing else. the resilience, the cover is not giving the resilience. Really, the resilience is the inner product. It means the inner feeling together with the technology. For example, a carded pillow will give much volume, and the resilience is also higher because we have like a pad roll on that. So here you have to decide what is your market asking, and here the technology and the material are affecting directly with the resilience and the opening capacity also.
Okay, 2 minutes left, and
This is it.
this is it.
So I believe that if anybody has some questions, we asked it. We will, it seems that there is no answers coming in. If you need some more questions, or you consider that I didn't answer normally or correctly enough questions, it's good that we just get in touch with us, and then we will be making a touch with you and then decide what to do together. Something else? Alba?
Yes. Have you used bamboo rayon as a pillow filling?
Bamboo, yes. Bamboo rayon. Bamboo has been in quilts, for example. In pillows, I don't have any experience in that. But I don't know what is the difference with bamboo and rayon. Maybe you can learn and teach me yourself. But I know bamboo, but not rayon. Viscose, no, it's some kind. This is it?
This is it, the other one.
Well, so thank you so much for your time. Really, it's a pleasure for me to be here with you. It's also new for us. It's only the second one. So we hope that we will be also the same persons in the next webinar, which will be really focused this time to technology, which is at the end the core business of Macias. I believe that if you know very well the product, we know very well the technology, we can make a very good partnership and to play together in the same fairground. So let's be in touch. We are here open. You know how to connect to us, how to contact us. We are very active in LinkedIn, or even our phone are open. So just don't hesitate, and we are here to help you. Take care of all of you, and see you very soon. Bye-bye. Bye.